Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back. Thank you, Lavon, for the super chat. I appreciate that so much. Thank you very much. Okay, sorry I'm a little late, you guys. I just had a bunch of stuff going on that I had to correct. I have slowed down chat, but I have to make sure I have added a word to my block list because I just got a community strike for it. Okay, so it's on there now. Yeah, I guess there's certain things that we're not allowed to say or discuss. Okay, so let me get set up here, you guys. I've got some stuff going on here I just got to take care of before we start. It doesn't start for another 10-15 minutes, but I wanted to get this going so everybody could get in here so nobody misses anything. Oh, you're welcome. Can we see some blue hearts for Gannon, please, you guys, if you want to put anything in chat? I just got to get this stuff all set back up, you guys. So just quickly, when we went to break, okay, there's some things that went on, I guess, behind the scenes once we went on break. Let me just find it here. Okay, so after they had gone on break, apparently there was more said. The DA said at the pace we're going, we should finish today. And if we wanted to bring Letecia Stauch back for the end, they should do so. The judge says, we will do tomorrow. He says he's trying to get her back into WebEx. It will not be a quick option. This is what the judge is saying now. He said, trying to get her back into the WebEx will not be a quick option. I appreciate that you think we can finish, but I'm pushing for tomorrow. Mr. Tellini says Letecia Stauch intends to waive the preliminary hearing for her escape case. The judge says, anyway, we will need to be back tomorrow. So that was what was said after I went on break here, you guys. So it looks like Leticia's waiving her preliminary for her escape charges that she's got. And I guess the district attorney figured they would wrap this all up today, but the judge said, nope, we will be back tomorrow. So they're just waiting to get back into the courtroom now. Okay, here's some other things from other sites, you guys, that I'm just going to add in here until it starts back up. When the fourth witness was on the stand, they're talking about when they were doing the searches. Lieutenant Sharkison said he didn't document footprints. There were hundreds of searchers. The defense is asking if there was anything linking the plywood to the Letecia Stauch home. Attorney Tellini was asking what the weather was like out there from January 28th to February 15th. And they're saying snow, a lot of snow with some sunny days. And then that's when DA Michael Allen said that they will likely finish their evidence today. He's asking the judge if they can bring Letecia Stauch back later today. The judge says logistically it would be a hurdle. So they are going to be continuing tomorrow, because she's going to have to come back to enter her plea. I don't know how hard of a time they're going to have getting her into the courtroom for that, because she was adamant that she was having no part of this today. So I don't know what they're going to do for that. And we are now just waiting for them all to get back in the courtroom. And I'm trying to finish up what I need to eat before I have to start yapping again. And this is what happens, you guys, when you're a creator. Things come up. I got a warning about certain words being said, so I added them to the blocked word list. I had to make sure everything was set up properly for this afternoon, get all the notifications out to the Twitter and Facebook and community tabs. And so by the time I was able to start making something quick to eat, it was almost time to jump back on. So please forgive me for finishing up here until it starts. I will mute myself so you don't got to hear me chew. Throat is feeling better since I took that cough syrup stuff, but I'm eating, so I've got myself muted. I am watching chat, but I'm muting myself so I can finish eating. I'm going to let you guys know right now. It has been said so far that Harley did make the trip with her in the van from Colorado to Pensacola. Harley did stay in the motel room with her in Pensacola, but there is nothing right now to say that Harley knew what her mother had done. So let's not, I removed a comment already because they said that it was said that both Letecia and Harley dumped the body. Well, no, it has not been said yet that Harley had anything to do with that. So I did remove that comment. What it was said was that it looks like the body was dumped over the bridge, and it was 3 miles away. That bridge where the body was found was 3 miles away from a motel room that Letecia and Harley stayed in overnight. Now, we know that Letecia at least dumped that suitcase with Gannon's body in it, but there's nothing there yet that has come out that said Harley had any knowledge of it or anything to do with it. So let's be clear on that. Alrighty. I think I'm good to go, you guys. I got my ginger ale. I've got other little snackies here in case I do get hungry, because this will probably go till 7 o'clock p.m. my time. My sister. Okay, sis, I just removed my comment saying that also. Sorry, I got 2 strikes today. I got a strike today. We don't know, Ange, when it happened. She could have dropped Harley off at the motel and said, look, I'm going to go pick up food or something. And that's when she disposed of. We don't know. So until we do know, right now, as it stands, as far as which can be proven, is nothing has been proved yet that Harley knew what her mother did. Don't forget, they had that U-Haul truck. If Harley stays in the front with her mom, she's not going to smell anything in the back of that truck. Okay? So if it was already in the back of the truck and she went and picked up Harley would not be able to smell that in the back of the truck. And then she drops off Harley at the motel, gets her checked in, and then takes the truck because that's her only mode of transportation, and says, I'm going to go and pick up food or something, and goes and does that with Harley not there. You know what I mean? There's many possibilities here, guys. So let's not jump to conclusions that Harley knew anything until that can be brought out. Like I said, I want to keep things factual here. Yes, thank you for all the subscribers. Thank you for everybody joining. They should be entering the courtroom at any time. Thank you to all my mods. Thank you, thank you. Tigger, like I said, I had so much to get. Sorry. I will fix that right now. I was trying to do like 10 things at once. There, fixed. And when you're trying to do 10 things at once to get everything set up and thumbs out and deal with a strike that I just got. Yes, the hearing is live. I tried to do that quick. It's a message my sister sent me and asked me to put it up, so I had to do it quickly because I was in the middle of trying to do something else and trying to get some food into me. Sorry for the typo, but I fixed it. Oh, I didn't even have a chance, sis, for the old squirrel. Like, from the time I ended the last broadcast until now, between trying to make something to eat quick, trying to feed my face, and try to get all this stuff dealt with that I had to get dealt with, it's a lot for one person. As I said, the first couple minutes, sorry, I had to finish eating because I didn't want to end up not feeling good. So, okay, let's see what's going on here. If any of my sources here. So, DA Allen has said that they will likely finish presenting their evidence today. So obviously, you guys, like I said, this is how a preliminary hearing should be done. And I was saying this throughout the Barry Morphew preliminary hearing that I covered. This is how it should be done. They've gotten through almost all of their witnesses. Quick, quick, quick. The defense questioned a couple of things. This is a preliminary hearing. It's not a trial. And Tellini is doing what he's supposed to be doing. That this is how a preliminary hearing should be conducted. The defense, this gives the defense a chance to see what some of the evidence is, a little bit more of the evidence that maybe they didn't know about yet or didn't know if it was going to be used. It gives a lot of information on how things are going to go through. So this is how it should be done. I'm very impressed. Shoot. What did I just do? Oh my gosh, what did I just do? Okay, there we go. I'm flustered. I am flustered right now because I can't find the other good source that I was getting from. Oh, okay. There it is. Never mind. I got it. Just ignore me, guys. No appeal. That's what song I got in my head. Creed. My Own Prison. That's the song that I got. And you guys are I'm gonna put it in here. You guys want to hear a good song by Creed, and it's called My Own Prison by Creed. I got that song stuck in my head right now. I don't know how many of you will know that song. That's from my younger days, probably from about 15 years ago. I loved that song. I used to blast it. Oh, thank you, A Quail. Thank you so much. My sister seems to find the best deals, I'm telling you. Yeah, that's a throwback, eh, Cindy? Yeah. Uh-oh, I got all the girls going here with Creed. Okay, back to this. Okay, they're back in the courtroom. So we are getting ready to start. Some people in the courtroom that are sending out information to people like me have been warned again about keeping the keyboard clicking quiet. So somebody doesn't have soft keys on their laptop. Okay, here we go, you guys. Next witness is Sergeant Hubble with the EPC Sheriff's Office. Takes a stand. He's been with the office for 14 years. So that's El Paso County Sheriff's Office. He is now on the stand. Bojo wife. I'm assuming that it's the stenographer in court that is, she wears the headphones so she can type out the day's proceedings. And so she picks up everything from the mics and they're very sensitive. So I'm sure that she is picking up a lot of that clicking noise and making it difficult for her to do her job properly. It's not people here on my YouTube that are complaining. It's in the courtroom. I'm assuming it's the judge and the stenographer that has to hear everything and do her job there. That's probably bothering her a little bit. Yeah, it's not anybody in here, you guys, that's complaining about the clicking or my coughing or anything. Everybody's pretty good today. It's the court that said for the people that are sending out information from the courtroom who are using laptops and that in the courtroom, that they have to keep the clicking noise down because I believe it would be because it's interfering with the stenographer that has to record everything, every single word that's said in the hearing. Okay, so we are back. Okay, so he works with the Major Crimes Unit in El Paso. He monitors all the detectives. He's not out there himself, but he's collecting their data and sorting through it. He has an overview of the case as it unfolds. Okay, so they're going over specifics of when major crimes become involved, when the Major Crimes Unit become involved from a missing person case to something more. He said he's the one who sent more deputies out there to follow up on this case when it first came in. So he's the head honcho. And again, thank you to everybody who has given the super chats. I also went into my little vault there and wrote down all your names, and I will be making a post to thank you all once today is done. Okay, so Hubble says this eventually evolved into a homicide case. Says they had access to Letecia Stauch's phone, and there were photos of Gannon taken in his bed in his room. Not sure why they're going, where they're going with it, but they're submitting it as evidence. Gannon was 11, Judy. Well, thanks for joining us. Okay, so there's a photo in Gannon's room the morning of the 27th. Sheets are off the bed. Morning light is peeking through. So Exhibit 30, Gannon asleep in bed. So this is another photo off of Letecia's phone. It's Exhibit 30, Gannon asleep in bed. The blanket he is in is one of the blankets we saw earlier from the suitcase. Gannon is in blue PJs. Bedding on the base seems to be the blue shark bedding we also saw. And the blanket is 100% the blue and red one. So this picture that she had taken of Gannon sleeping, that shark comforter and bedding that he was found wrapped up in, and the blue and red blanket are 100% the ones that were on the bed when she took that picture. And then the next picture that was taken, a photo in Gannon's room the morning of the 27th, the sheets are off the bed. Based on this photo, is Gannon alive in this photo at 8:15 a.m. the morning of January 27th? He's asked, yes, he looks alive, no major wounds that I can see. Exhibit 31 is another photo of Gannon sleeping. This is closer, and we can see his head on the pillow. The pattern on the pillow is consistent with the photos from the suitcase. It's apparent we are looking at the same bedding as from the suitcase. So that pillow is the same pillow that was in the suitcase. Judy, we do know that now they did say that in the morning session there was a shot to his chin area. His skull was smashed in, and there were cuts on his arms and hands. As those were most likely defensive wounds, and there were also stabbings to his chest and back. Exhibit 32 is another photo of Gannon in bed from the base of the bed, showing that red and blue blanket. Not sure why she was taking these photos, but sure is making this easy to compare the photos from Florida to his bedding in Colorado, which again is grisly but seems damning. So by her taking those pictures of him sleeping the morning of the 27th, and I believe they said it was around 8:15 in the morning, on the 27th, he was alive in that bed sleeping with the shark blanket, shark pillowcase, shark sheets, and the red and blue blanket. Those were all visible in the pictures that she took of him in bed sleeping. Those are the same blankets and sheets and pillow that were found with him in that suitcase when they found him under the bridge near Florida. Okay, so the DA says, so the bedding you got from Florida are consistent with the bedding in these photos? And the officer answers yes. So there was a couple of pictures taken of Gannon in bed sleeping, taken from the bedroom entrance at 8:17 a.m., and another one of Gannon laying in bed from a different angle from the foot of the bed. Sergeant Hubble doesn't believe that Gannon is dead in the photos. He doesn't see any major wounds. The state is asking about the bedding, now comparing the photos from Santa Rosa County Sheriff in Florida and seeing similarities to the bedding of Gannon in bed the morning of January 27th. So the DA says, do you recall in the body camera footage the bedding was there? He says it was not. So the bedding was changed. It appears so. So she changed the bedding on Gannon's bed. So by the time the police got there that night, that bedding had been changed. On February 3rd, El Paso County Sheriff went back. They had moved to a homicide investigation, concerned there was foul play and were looking for blood evidence. They went to the house looking for Gannon's blood. Up until that time, they collected a pair of woman's Nike shoes, but that's all. So up until the time they had changed this case to a homicide instead of a missing persons, the only thing that they had collected up until that time was women's Nike shoes. So there's a lot of things, you guys, that are coming out that weren't in the arrest affidavit. And like I said, just like the arrest affidavit, they didn't have to put everything they had in that arrest affidavit. They just had to put enough to have her arrested. And it's the same as this with the preliminary hearing. They don't have to give all of their evidence that they have. All they've got to present today for a preliminary hearing is enough to have the judge bound her over for trial. So just so you know that's why we're getting different information coming out between the arrest affidavit and now this preliminary hearing. We're getting a lot of the same stuff, but we're also getting new stuff. Okay, so the blanket covering Gannon in the photos while he's sleeping in his bed in his room off of Letecia Stauch's phone matched the blanket found in Florida. Sergeant Hubbell's talking about the patterns on the blanket. He's explaining that there are 2 blankets wrapped around Gannon, which are consistent with the 2 blankets found in Florida. So there it is there, you guys. Like I said, when there was comments made earlier that he was in some huge Ziploc bag, he was not. He was wrapped in the 2 blankets and the sheet, as well as one of them was the comforter with the sharks on it, and the pillow also had a pillowcase on it with the sharks. So just to make that clear, he was not found in any huge Ziploc bag. And this is what I'm talking about and the reasons why I only want the facts that I am talking about and bringing to you. That's why I don't want anything else like that mentioned, because there's so many rumors and everything else out there. It gets people confused. Okay, so Hubbell is now verbally describing this Stauch home in detail. We saw this on the body camera. It says Gannon's room is indeed in the basement. Okay, so Sergeant Hubbell is also saying that the bedding in the deputy's body cam video of the evening of January 27th was different from the bedding of Gannon Stauch laying in his bed seen in the photos from Letecia Stauch's phone from that morning. So by the time the police got there and did their walkthrough, she had already changed the bedding. because it's different from the bedding that was on the bed when the police got there, is different from the bedding that was on the bed in the pictures that she had of Gannon sleeping that morning. Okay, so they brought out the Metro Crime Lab, shared resources between CSPD PIO and El Paso County Sheriff. Those are our crime experts. They brought out tools, Blue Star, to do presumptive tests for blood in low light. Blue Star is sprayed and then glows when it hits blood right away. Judy, his father was deployed. He's in the Army, and he was deployed to Oklahoma at the time she did this to his son. And this was her stepson. This isn't even her real son. This is her husband's son from a previous relationship. He left his two children with Letecia when he was deployed. While he was deployed, this is what she did within days of him being deployed. Okay, so this Blue Star that they're speaking about, this spray, it also picks up on iron or rust or cleaning agents, but that's a slow illumination. If it lights up right off the bat, blood is likely the culprit. It also helps them identify areas that have been cleaned. Well, we know by the arrest affidavit that she didn't take him to any doctor's appointment that morning. She dragged him around with her to pet stores and all over the Hell's Half Acre. Okay, Hubble says he asked his team to photograph their work on this. Sounds like we're about to see the Blue Star test pictures. We did see some of them in the arrest affidavit. They showed the blood stain on the carpet, on the bed, on the floor, on the back of her bumper. They're going to see the actual photos now in court. Hubble compares the glow to glow-in-the-dark stars in kids' room. Glow strength is indicative to how much blood is there. Thank you, Kathy, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Laura Pender says a scorned woman can be dangerous. I heard their marriage was in trouble, so. Okay, so they're looking at exhibit number 33. His bed has been removed, and there's yellow tape on the walls bordering an area. Those areas inside the yellow are blood splatter marks. There's also markers next to the marks to help investigators ID the spots. Debbie Herring, the cause of death was a blunt force trauma to the head. His skull was fractured. There was a gunshot to his chin area. He was stabbed in the front and back, and he also had cuts on his arms and his hands, which they are saying, which I had said too, was probably defensive wounds. The ones on his arms and hands were probably defensive. Thank you, Nicole Pedro, for your $2.99 super sticker. I appreciate that. Okay. They're also saying there was also a stain in the corner, which went through all the layers of the carpet down to the hard floor. Carpet is peeled back. The blood was tested from that stain, and it came back positive for Gannon's. Okay, so the person that I'm getting this information from is sitting in the courtroom in the seats behind the prosecution and everything. And he says Hubble now points out the corner of the room with the blood stain. This person from the gallery of the courthouse can visibly see a red spot in the corner of that room. There are more than 10 stain markers on the wall in that yellow outline. So, and how they found that stain is they pulled his bed out. Thank you, Leah. For your $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. And if I do see them, you guys, I'm not always watching chat, but if I do see them, I will put them up on screen. So they moved his bed out, and this is when they found all the stains. The corner of the carpet in Gannon's room was exposed to see if there was any saturation. A stain went through the carpet, through the foam, and into the cement that was underneath the foam. And they DNA swabbed all of that, and it matched Gannon's blood. So she pushed his bed over the stain. Okay, so Hubble tells the DA it was clear the carpet had been cleaned, but that the padding under it and the cement underneath was not. He says the carpet was matty and crusty. Carpet was stiff to the touch. He asked his guys to look into it, and they peeled it back, and that's when they seen the stain. So she actually did clean the carpet, but she did not take the time to try and clean the underpad or the cement where it had soaked right through. Wow. Okay, so Exhibit 34, this is a rough one, you guys. So trigger warning. A close-up of the corner of the mattress while they were taking it out of the room. There's a large blood stain, light yellow to orange colored, so which means she tried to clean that off too. Tested for blood, positive for blood. DNA was tested, and it matched Gannon's. Thank you, Dave. for the super sticker. Mm. Says there's blood on the electrical outlet as well as his room. They oh, they said yes, it's blood, and the blood is Gannon's. So the walls in that corner and the electrical sockets were tested for blood, and the stains in that were there were blood, tested for blood. They were blood, and they were Gannon's blood. Okay, so the DA asked, did you notice a pattern of blood throughout the house? Hubble says they started in the garage, went to laundry room. Hits led to the hallway, then living room, followed downstairs, more hits, past basement family room, through storage room to Gannon's room. So that's where all the hits for the blood was. The garage, the laundry room. The hits led to the hallway, then the living room, followed down the stairs, the basement stairs, more hits, past basement family room, through the storage room, and into Gannon's room. He says the trail was complete and solid all the way through the house. Says he can see a full trail with Blue Star from his bedroom to the garage. Jeez. Helen, oh, hello. We've mentioned this several times. You may have to go back into the videos, but they have said, I don't want to repeat it again, and I don't want it again in chat. It's horrific. So if you want to know the injuries and where that blood came from, please go back and listen. I really just don't have the stomach right now to either see it or hear it again. A shot of the garage. Okay, so they're looking at Exhibit 35. A shot of the garage steps up into the house. There's a little rug at the base of the two steps. The DA is asking about woodworking. We know Al does a bit of carpentry on the side. Says there was a lot of wood in the garage. Yes, Helen, I get it. And yes, every one of those weapons was used. That's why I don't want it repeated again in the chat. It's just horrific. I don't want to read it again. I don't want to see that again. I just want to try and get through this without chucking my cookies because this is disgusting. Okay, so Exhibit 36, it's a photo. First clear blue star reaction. We can clearly see on that little rug at the bottom of the stairs. It looks a lot like the bioluminol at sea. Imagine glow stick, navy blue, splotches all over the rug. Positive for Gannon's DNA. It's blood. So you know those glow sticks that you get that you can walk with at night so you can be seen and everything. Those glow sticks, you kind of like snap them a bit and they start glowing. Imagine opening one of them and splashing it all over the rug. That's what it looked like when they sprayed that rug with the blue star. The reaction that they got, well, it was positive for poor Gannon's blood. And it was all over. It was splattered. Okay. Any other blood in the garage or on the lumber, the DA asks. He says, yes, there were 3 planks of lumber laid out. The luminol hit on the carpet and on the wood itself. Not large hits, but droplets or splatter. Exhibit 37 is a picture of the Nike shoe. Blood found on the bottom of the right shoe matches Gannon's blood. Swabs of the inside of the shoe were tested, came back to match Letecia Stauch. So her DNA was in those shoes? Yes. Later learned they are hers? Yes. Okay, so in a photo that's being shown, Letecia Stauch's, Nike, Stout's, 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 That's where they were found. And he said that the bottom sole areas of the shoe was swabbed and tested positive for blood and matched Gannon. Okay, they're showing some of the same areas being photographed with the lights off, showing the Blue Star reaction to the piece of the carpet on the floor in the garage. It was positive for Gannon Stauch's blood, according to Sergeant Hubble. Okay, so the DA asked, did you see evidence from the Blue Star analysts that there were attempts to clean things up? He answers, yes, some were slower hits, not as bright or dark. It slowly develops, like in the hallway from the laundry area that slowly over time developed large oval shape, 2 to 3 feet. When we went into the basement, one of the stairs had a long strip go off. Slow developers also, which tells us they were likely someone scrubbing back and forth. Exhibit 38 is a photo of the master bedroom. We're seeing a bed, 2 nightstands, and a TV on top of one of them. Was a gun recovered from this room? The officer says yes. So Hubble points to a gun on top of one of those nightstands. Exhibit 39 is a picture, a close-up of a handgun, top down. It's a 9mm Smith & Wesson. Also in the corner, a photo of Gannon, maybe sitting on the nightstand. DNA matches Letecia Stauch from the back strap and trigger guard. So for claiming she's so smart, she's not really smart, is she? Hubble was starting to explain specifics about the gun, and Mr. Tellini stands up and says he's not an expert in guns. The judge overruled it, saying he's just giving his understanding of the evidence, not claiming to be an expert. So there's the first objection that we have had from the defense. If you guys remember the other one I just covered, the Barry Morphew, every 2 minutes, every 2 seconds, there was an objection. This is the first one I hear from the defense. So Hubble also says that El Paso County Sheriff was sent the 3 bullets that were recovered from the pillow and blankets in Florida, where Gannon was found in the suitcase. The 3 bullets that they recovered from there. He says that their firearm expert believes those bullets were from this firearm that they found in the Stauch home. The bullet pulled from his head was from that firearm, and Hubble says yes. Thank you, Ari. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Oh my God, you guys, you're not going to believe what I just did. Oh my God. Okay, wait. I don't know how I did that. I just lost one of my feeds. Okay, I got it back. Okay, so Mr. Cook from the defense side is now cross-examining. He's asking about where the DNA swabs were done on the gun. 3 people hit on that DNA. 2 of them were male, correct? He said that's right. We know one was Al. We don't know the other person mentioned. This does not implicate him. He's not being charged. But Al's prints were on the gun. Another male's prints were on the gun, and so was Letecia's. And they're making it clear that this is not implicating Al, and he has not been charged. They've also made clear that the room that the gun was found in was Letecia Stauch's room. Hubble said there were also 4 people, the defense is saying there were also 4 people detected on the laser site, right? And Hubble says, I believe everything was sent to CODIS, a DNA database, and there were no significant hits. So no Eduardo. So the defense is asking, what is it that makes Blue Star glow? And Hubble says, I don't know the exact process. It can hit on cleaning or iron or blood. He says, right. Do you know if Blue Star is reacting to the iron in blood? I know that if it hits, we are going to test it. It's just a presumptive test. Little Spoon, no, she is not in the courtroom. She refused to be transported to the court this morning. And so then they put her in a room on WebEx, and she turned around and said to the judge she wanted nothing to do with this. Basically said she wanted nothing to do with the hearing, and she turned around and walked out of the room, refused to participate. Okay, so he's asking what makes cleaning supplies glow. Lieutenant Huddle says you will have to ask our people. I don't know how it works, just that it does. 6 El Paso County Sheriff people were there during the Blue Star search. Okay, the gun is next to a teddy bear and a photo of Gannon. The DNA taken off the trigger guard and back strap matched Letecia's as well as 2 other men. That's from another source that I'm following, you guys. They're a little bit behind with their tweets. Yep, pretty much history underfoot. I agree. There's just overwhelming evidence in this case that, I mean, at this point, she should just plead guilty. I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to ask that this comment be removed. Hakuna Matata. There is no indication and no evidence that has been presented so far that Harley helped her at all. So, please, can I have one of the mods please remove that comment? Thank you, Cat H. There is no evidence at this point that has been presented that says Harley helped in any way, shape, or form. So If and when that evidence is brought out, if there is any evidence pointing that way, then I will allow those kind of comments. But right now, no. Harley has not been implicated in any way, shape, or form. So people in the chat saying that Harley helped her do this, you're going to get one warning. Your comment will be removed, but if you keep posting that, you will be banned. Yes, Harley is Letecia's daughter. So let's end the conversation about Harley because she's not in any way, shape, or form implicated in this. Okay, so Hubble says there was an issue with one of the cameras they were using during a visit. Says there was an issue with the aperture settings, which controls how bright a photo is on the camera. At some point, the camera crapped out and they started doing hand-drawn diagrams. Grammy, from what I understand, from everything that has come out through court records and stuff, and verified information, is Gannon did return home with her that afternoon. He got out on the other side. Yes, please stop with the Harley assumptions. Unless something is brought out in court about it, I don't want to hear anything trying to say that Harley had something to do with this, because as far as I see right now, she would be charged and she would be in jail if she had anything to do with it. So mods, anything to do like that, just block them. Okay, so the defense attorney is saying, couldn't you have used a camera phone? The other text can explain that. There's a particular exposure that needs to happen. I guess this is when they are photographing the luminol. He's describing low light photos with delayed exposure speed. That's how they get those dark, well-lit photos. So it's a special camera. Yes, it's an expensive lens. I don't know how to operate it. If we had the lights on and used Blue Star here and there was blood, could I see it? Lights need to be off, so no. So I guess it's a special camera lens that they need to be able to capture the photos of the luminol lighting up. You're very welcome, especially in something like this when it's getting into preliminary hearings and that. A lot of people don't like the way I run my live. Well, that's too bad for them. If you don't like it, the door swings both ways, but I am sticking to facts and facts only so as not to confuse any of my subscribers or people that may be watching this later on and following the live chat. I'm not going to have it, and I'm not going to be held responsible for things being said that aren't true. Oh, thank you, Alley Cat. I appreciate it. Okay, so Hubble says long hits last about 30 to 45 minutes. For cleaning hits, 15 to 30 for positive hits for blood. Cook is asking, Cook is the defense attorney for one of them, for Letecia. Cook is asking if the red blood splatter had been changed chemically with a testing agent and looked different in the photo. He says, no, that's just the blood. So Cook is asking now, there was some worry you contaminated the scene in Gannon's room? Hubble says, yes, I touched the carpet with an ungloved hand. There's a lot about it in my report. Yes, I wanted to own up to that, make sure that my guys could learn from it, and if my DNA showed up, that is why. So, crime scene 101, do not touch anything without gloves on. And this is a lieutenant. But at least he owned up to his mistake, which is good. So you're concerned with not wearing gloves, that you could be adding DNA to the evidence? The lieutenant says, yes, that is my concern. That's all, no redirect. Hubble comes down from the stand. So they're done with Hubble. So Special Agent Andrew Cohen with the FBI is next. FBI. You're welcome. You guys are all welcome, Miss MacGyver, Mercedes. Angela. Yeah, he's just letting them know if his DNA is found on that carpet where he touched, that was the reason why. If they're going to try and say that this was all planted now because he touched a piece of carpet, there was blood splatter everywhere. And I don't really like repeating it all again for a second time. There's more than enough evidence between even just the photos and then how he was found and what he was found wrapped in. There's more than enough evidence right there. So people make mistakes. He's probably an older guy like me. And our minds slip us sometimes and we do stupid ass shit that we know we shouldn't do. So Andrew Cohen with the FBI is next. So yes, this is going to be a trigger warning because I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of details here that are not going to be easy to hear. It says FBI was mostly a supporting role for El Paso County Sheriff. They gave resources, experts, combed through videos, etc. Cohen is the lead agent on this case for the FBI. So back to the Gannon Stauch room with the naked eye. Sergeant Hubble said you couldn't see the blood on the carpet with the naked eye. However, he said the stain on the underpad and cement you could visibly see. There was no agent added to it. So when he reached down and picked up that carpet, like pulled the carpet, because he must have seen that the carpet had been lifted, and he picked it up, that he didn't see any blood on the carpet at that time. So it's when he lifted it up and he seen the blood underneath. That's when he let it go and immediately told them what happened. And from then on, he wore gloves. Like I said, I'm getting information from many different avenues here, you guys. So if I do go over or go backwards or something, it's because some are not getting the information out as quick as others. Cohen said he knows Gannon's family. It's normal to look at a victim's family after a homicide. He says yes, but no evidence Al was involved. The FBI agent says he wasn't even in Colorado. He was in Oklahoma. The DA asked, verified through other means. His flight and video show that that was the case. So this FBI agent knows the victim's family. Knows Gannon's family. But right there's no evidence that Al was involved. Al was in Oklahoma, and that has been verified by flight and video and everything else. So this FBI agent Cohen, I'm just going to call him Andrew. So Andrew has been with the FBI since 2014. The FBI acted in a supporting role to the El Paso County Sheriff. They also helped with searches, additional investigators, and expertise to missing Gannon Stauch case. And Agent Cohen found no evidence that Gannon Stauch's father, Al, was involved in his disappearance. He was in a National Guard training in Oklahoma. He only returned to Colorado on January 28th when he was notified that Gannon was missing. Agent Cohen also said there is no evidence that Gannon Stauch's mom, Landon Hoyt, was involved in the disappearance of Gannon. She was also out of state. Cohen said he knows who Harley Hunt is as well. That's Letecia Stauch's daughter. Do we know if she was home at that time of the alleged murder? She was not. Did she go to work? Yes, around 8 a.m. Emily, both Al and Landon are in the courtroom. Gannon's parents are both in the courtroom. So the DA says, who was in the house the morning of the 27th? Gannon and Letecia. So the only two people in that house the morning of the 27th was Gannon and Letecia. The DA asked if Harley was involved in the murder. The murder she was not involved in. So there you go. The murder she was not involved in. Let's see where this goes before anybody jumps to any conclusions. It's very interesting to me the way he answered that question, this FBI agent Andrew, because the DA asked if Harley was involved in the murder. The DA replied, the murder she was not involved in. So the one person that I got that information just come out from says that was a rough quote right there, but basically that's what he was getting at, was she was not involved in the murder. So I'm assuming that there were other things that were said, and I don't want to jump to conclusions, so please don't do that in the chat. But he made it very clear that to answer that, the murder she was not involved in. Was there ever any evidence that another adult entered the home when Gannon was killed? FBI agent Andrew says no evidence. Pamela, we do know that she purchased cleaning supplies. At that time, she was on her way home from work. She had no idea what had happened. So let's not jump to any conclusions. I'm just saying, let's keep in mind the way he answered that question, and we will see what comes out regarding Harley later on. But until it is brought out here, I'm not going to allow any theories or rumors or anything in chat. We're keeping this strictly to what is coming out in court. Time will tell. History underfoot, yes, time will tell. But until then, we're not jumping to any conclusions. Now referencing the Ring doorbell video we've reported on, Cohen says it's the FBI agent says it's clear that one is Letecia, the other was Gannon. Pickup truck was Al's. Truck was backed in. When they return, the truck goes, the front goes in first, never see Gannon get out, only see Letecia. Harley is on the witness list, just to make that clear. Okay, Leah, it's going to be the last warning. We're not going to make assumptions. Anybody else that makes assumptions saying that Harley's involved or I won't be, you're going to be blocked. So Leah, sorry, but you've been blocked for 5 minutes by me. Right after I said, let's not jump to any conclusions or accuse or anything or theories or anything. You put that up there. That's it. You're blocked for 5 minutes. The next time you're going to be blocked from the channel. Exactly, Debbie. Thank you. Thank you. There's no live stream of this from the courthouse going on, Lindsay. This is about the best you're going to get. I'm getting information from 4 or 5 different sources here coming out of the courtroom. I'm missing all kinds of information here, just having to deal with this. Okay, so where we left off, was there any evidence that another adult entered the home when Gannon was killed? No evidence. Now referencing the Ring doorbell we reported on. Okay, I told you about that. No evidence he was hurt in that video. No. He was not shot or stabbed at that time. No. So you believe he returned that morning on the 27th alive? Yes. Where do you believe he was killed? In his bedroom. Did she try to hide what she had done? Answer, yes. Is the board being in Palmer Lake a sign? Yes. The body in Florida? Yes. The cleaned bedroom? Yes. You're very welcome, Glamma. Thank you, Glamma D, for your... I missed that, trying to get caught up here. Thank you for your super chat. Let me just find that so I can... There we go. Thank you, Glamma. I appreciate it very much. Okay, cross-examination now with Mr. Tellini, who is Letecia's lawyer, asking Agent Cohen about his experience. Says, yes, this was his first lead investigation, has been on 10 or so before this, but this is the first time he took the lead. You know, CSPD detectives have hundreds under their belt. He says, I know the requirements. Yes. Are you aware that a gunshot will provide a different blood splatter compared to a blunt force object? He says, I'm no expert, so no. So her lawyers now are going after this FBI agent hardcore. The back door was open and shut 10 times at the time you were saying he was murdered, according to the ADT security system. Agent Cohen says, I don't have the report in front of me, but that sounds about right. Tellini says, we don't know if the person coming in and out of that door is on that gun. So I'm assuming Tellini is trying to say that somebody else could have came in and out of that back door and grabbed the gun. Interesting. He says, I have no reason to believe that there was anyone coming inside the home who was on that gun. But has anyone tried to figure out whose 4 DNA pieces were on that gun? No, sir. Agent Cohen is agreeing that there isn't scientific evidence to prove the exact time of Gannon Stauch's murder. Thank you, Alistar, Sebastian, for your super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Agent Cohen again is saying that he doesn't have any evidence that anyone else was entering the home. Attorney Tellini is pointing out that the back door opened 10 times, according to the ADT. Agent Cohen again says we don't have evidence of anyone else entering the home. Tellini says to the agent, it's clear that Letecia Stauch frustrated you guys because she was clearly lying to you. The agent says, it was clear she was lying, but I wouldn't say we were frustrated. She has a history of fabricating stuff, even when not being the subject of a homicide. Yes. The investigation turned into a homicide investigation a few days after Gannon Stauch went missing, the agent said. He didn't have the means to pay for things. It was wintertime. I don't know what that last part meant. Crime and Justice says they're moving right along with the witnesses rather quickly. Yes, this is how a preliminary hearing is supposed to be done. Everybody involved in the Barry Morphew preliminary should have read up on it, because this is how it should be done. This is not a trial yet, so this is how it should be done. Tellini to Cohen again. It's clear that Letecia frustrated you guys because she was lying. Okay, I already read that one to you, right? Okay, so the FBI says they were FBI says they were looking for signs of abuse from Letecia Stauch before this case. Ah. So that's where that comes in. That she has a history of fabricating stuff even when not being the subject of a homicide. Ah, because they were already looking for signs of abuse regarding Letecia before the murder case. Thank you, Lady D. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And welcome to the channel. And yes, my mods are the best. Thank you. So that's where that comes in from. The FBI says they were looking for signs of abuse from Letecia Stauch before this case. So she was already being investigated and watched for signs of abuse. Tellini is asking the FBI agent, the interviews with her students and neighbors in the report show she was a good stepmother to him. No? Cohen, that's what the report showed. Yes. Tellini, there's a vast majority of child homicides that include abuse beforehand, question mark. Cohen, in many. Tellini, and usually a biological parent is responsible. Cohen says, sure. Tellini says, a step parent is 10% of the time. Cohen, I don't know that stat, but it sounds about right. Tellini says, nice house, nice stepmom from your interviews. Cohen, no one suspected what happened. No. Tellini, Al wouldn't have left him alone with her if he didn't think so. Question mark. Cohen, I can't speak for him. LV, they had shared custody, so that's not true. You're saying that Al had full custody. He did not. They had shared custody. Mods. According to the defense, there are 4 unidentified DNA profiles found on the gun that killed Gannon. Tellini asked Agent Cohen if anyone had tried to find out who those 4 people are. Agent Cohen replied, not to my knowledge. Ooh. Wow. Agent Cohen said he has not reviewed the autopsy report. Attorney Tellini is suggesting that the injuries on Gannon's Stauch could have been made post-mortem. So now they're speaking about the post-mortem injuries. Tellini says there's a surprising amount of them in this case, is there not? The agent says, I can't speak to that. Tellini says, has anyone asked the coroner who did the report if it's possible the gunshot wound or the blunt force trauma was after death? Collini says, not sure. So the district attorney is now, Tellini is now done with his questioning. The district attorney is redirecting. And he says, since they brought up the idea the gunshot wound or blunt force trauma were after death, they need to be able to say the report says cause of death is gunshot and blunt force trauma. What is listed as the cause of death, Agent Collini? Gunshot and blunt force trauma. So there you go. The defense is trying to say that somebody else did that after Gannon went missing or whatever they were trying to say happened there. But the cause of death is gunshot and blunt force trauma. I don't think the head trauma, biscuits and gravy, was caused by him being dropped. His skull was smashed in. There could be a fracture or something, but to be smashed in, no. And he was wrapped in a comforter, another blanket, and sheets, and with his head on a pillow. So no, I can't see that happening. Um, Tracker says, why would Al leave them there with her with abuse allegations? Maybe he didn't know that. I don't want to mention parties involved in that because it's not part of this case. But one of the other parents was saying that they suspected abuse and an investigation started. I don't think Al was aware of that investigation that was ongoing. Okay, so the DA says you were asked about the likelihood the perpetrator in a child homicide is not the bio parents. Is this a unique case? The agent says yes. You were asked about her lies. Was one of them that a construction worker raped her, put Gannon in a suitcase, and took off? Agent answered yes. The DA says there was a padlock on the backyard too? Yes. Can we pinpoint the day he was killed? Yes, January 27th. Okay, so the DA says they are all done. They rest. The defense rests as well. Judge now thinking of next steps. So they're done. The preliminary hearing is done, you guys. Done. The prosecution said they're done. They rest. The defense rests as well. So the judge is now deciding what is going to be happening next. Judge says he wants to make it sure that Letecia is not in quarantine. They're going to plan a recess. Judge now says they're actually able to get Letecia Stauch back at 3:45 and get this whole thing wrapped up, including her escape charges and the prelim for that being waived. So I guess we are going to be on break until that time. There is more coming. They're going to deal with her escape charges. And I guess they're going to have Letecia in the room, or they're going to have her back on WebEx or something. So that's in 45 minutes. So I'm just going to let this run and we can chit chat for the next 45 minutes because I'm not starting another feed. I just don't have the time to do it. The escape charges, Judy, is when she tried to escape custody in the car when they were bringing her back, extraditing her back to Colorado. Thank you, Cat's Eye, for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. That's when she assaulted, I think, the deputy, and also she tried to break out of jail in Colorado. So there's still more charges other than these that she's facing. Okay, let me just make sure what time they are coming back, you guys. Okay, so they're on break for 45 minutes. And they're going to wrap this up when they come back. So now I can put this back on my big screen so I can see you guys there. Oh my gosh, I can see you so much better. I had my StreamYards on my smaller screen and it was like, woo. Yeah, when she took off to North Carolina, so when they filed the charges against her, they had to go and get her from North Carolina and bring her back to face these murder charges in Colorado. She assaulted one of the deputies that was escorting her back. Okay, sis, I will see you guys back in a bit. It could have been a mistake, Leah, or it could have been YouTube itself if one of the mods didn't do it. I already got a strike from this morning's session. So that could have been either YouTube or a mistake. Yes, I agree that this is pretty much an open and shut case. Yeah, I guess she's agreed to come back, so I'm assuming she's coming back by Zoom. Okay, South Carolina. Well, she was in Carolina somewhere, South or North Carolina, and they had to bring her back to Colorado to extradite her back to face the charges, and that's when she attacked one of the deputies. Yes, Des caps tend to stick at times. Yvette. Yvette says, I can just picture her being dragged and kicking and screaming. Yeah. Yeah, I think there was some allegations of abuse, and I do believe that that came out in an interview with Landon, that there was some investigations going on already regarding abuse. I can't even say the word alley cat as to why I got a strike, but it was like it starts with an M and it has to do with the case that we're talking about. Yeah, she's going to have to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. So that's why I believe they're going to be bringing her back. Yes, they are bringing Letecia back in about 30 minutes. Hey, quail, but it was funny. um, yeah, that attack happened, yes, around Salina somewhere, Kansas. Yeah, well, I think she's having a pretty good time because she's in solitary confinement. They're keeping her away from other inmates, from what I hear. Judy, we're not sure. My sister says, haven't you told Chat about your amazingly talented one-handed multitasking sister? Tisk, tisk. Yes, my sister does all this with only the use of one hand. I'm trying to go through oh, I'm just reading your. Anyway, I'm trying to do 3 things at once right here, and I'm messing up badly. Yes, Des can do it all. Des can do it all. One-handed, like she can only use one hand. Her right hand, her left hand doesn't work. And she does all this, and she does it quicker, faster, and better than me. And I don't know how the hell she does it, but she does it. Yeah, she says, I try my best. She's just busting my shoes. I love you too. Good grandma. Can mods please forgive people for silly mistakes like all caps? No one wants to contribute if they're always getting snapped at. I don't think my mods are snappy people. Good grandma. I think they're very polite. So I don't know why you think that they're snapping at people. They are very polite. So I don't know. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I've had enough of that one. Bye-bye. I'm done. It's okay, Yvette. Yvette says, I'm sorry you were struck for that, Willow. That was flying. And I said it too. Yeah, I didn't realize, Yvette. Like, I'm not blaming anybody. I blame myself because, like I said, I just remonetized myself again, just for like super chats. I haven't done the memberships or anything like that yet, but And I get for the 8 months that I was monetized, I never got one strike. And I know the rules have gotten really sticky lately. So yeah, I didn't realize we were saying or doing anything wrong. So I blame nobody but myself. So no worries, Yvette. No worry. Honest mistake. I learned my lesson. I did what they told me to do, to put it as a blocked word. So I did do that. Yes, the chat goes a lot faster than people think. And for the mods to try and stay on top of everything, and yes, they are. My mods are very respectful and consistent. Hakuna Matata says, I'm supposed to be getting stuff ready for the beach, but I'm like paralyzed by all this. I get you. I get you. Yeah, that wooden board, I don't know what she would have used that wooden board for, biscuits and gravy, unless it was like to like throw over top of the suitcase or cover it or put it in the bottom part of her car so she didn't have blood inside of her car. We don't know. That's all gonna come out in the trial. Sarah Adams, thank you. Taking care of business. Now you got that song stuck in my head, Sarah. Taking care of business. It's all mine. It's your channel, Simple Rules. That's right. Thank you, Sarah. No, Tracker 3, they did not bring up her search history, only one or two of those. And the defense has now rested. They will be back in about 20 minutes because they're trying to get Letecia back into the courtroom or on a video call so she can enter a plea. I don't think Harley was jealous of Gannon at all. She did a lot of things with Gannon. Yes, Crime Curious, we are on break until, well, for about another 25 minutes. My day job does not care about how important this hearing is to me. Oh, Crime Curious, you make me laugh. Lady of Angel says she even competent. Well, she's been deemed competent. She went for 2 competency hearings and they deemed her competent. Okay. I'm gonna say this only one more time. Harley was not involved in the murder. I don't want it brought up anymore. In the affidavit, Harley was on her way home from work, so Harley had no idea what was going on at that house. She got a message from her mother, and her mother asking her to go to the dollar store and pick up some cleaning supplies. Harley had no idea what she wanted these cleaning supplies for when she went to that dollar store to pick up the cleaning supplies. Let's get that straight. Now, that's the end of it. I don't want no more on Harley. Anymore, you're just going to be blocked. Yes, crime and justice, I agree. She just needs to plead guilty at this point. There's more than enough evidence that she did it. Yeah, she knew how to rent a car, and she did. She rented that one car when she went to pick up Al, and then her family rented her a second car. Thank you, Cindy. Oh my God. Hakuna Mattea says, I live close to Baltimore, and within a very small time frame, 2 women had been arrested for taking the lives of 2 children each. Oh my gosh. One was the mother of the deceased children, the other was the aunt. Oh my gosh. No problem, sis. No problem. Uh-oh. What word did I say? Yellow submarine. Uh-oh. 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 I did. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get another strike. Thank you, Alley Cat, for your $10 super chat. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you. And Yellow Submarine. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get another strike. I said it, didn't I? See, and that's how easy it is to mess up. It's like, oh, my bad. Thank you for pointing that out, though. Thank you for pointing that out, because now I've got to watch myself. Yellow Submarine, thank you. I'm going to watch myself. My bad. Kay Ellis says, if she doesn't plead, where did that go? Okay, KL says, if she doesn't plead guilty, I feel like it's because she wants to enjoy hearing all the evidence presented. I don't think so, and I'm going to tell you why I don't think so. She became her own lawyer, which gave her access to all the evidence, so she would have already seen it and read it all. And if she just wanted to enjoy hearing all the evidence, she would have been in court today instead of refusing to come. So just putting that out there. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, it's going to be my own fault, because you guys have been really good with not mentioning that word. I said the word that got me a strike already. Okay, Mitch. Yeah, I don't even want to attempt that, sis. You're welcome, Bob Sprinkles. Thank you for the blue hearts for Gannon. Yeah, she is, Samantha. She's putting the family through so much. I mean, they had to see these pictures and everything today. It's just beyond disgusting. Yeah, that's exactly, Kat. That's exactly what I think. She wants them to hear it and see it. Look what I did. She knows she's never getting out of jail. So it's like, this is her last ditch effort at throwing more shade and hurt their way. Like, she's just evil. Yeah, she's a twat, all right. Yeah, an Oklahoma transplant from Colorado. No, she's got nothing to lose. You're right, Sarah. She's got nothing to lose at this point. And the only reason why I think she's letting this go through is so she can just throw more hurt their way. They've now got to sit through this and see these photos and everything else. Like, the pictures of their son was shown this morning in that suitcase, outside of that suitcase that was his coffin. Like, sick. Sick, sick, sick. Good, Grandma. I mean, if you don't feel that you can hold back from talking about certain things, then just don't chat. What I censor on my channel is up to me. I've already got a strike from this morning. I'm not out to get another one. So if you don't understand that, I'm sorry. But if you feel you can't hold back, then just don't chat. Like, and I don't mean that by any disrespect, but there's things that I'm not going to lose my channel for anything. So I've already got a strike for this morning for things that were said, and I'm not going to do it again. That's okay. I mean, I didn't know about it either, so it's all good. No worries. But this is why I'm being so strict in here now. Yes, thank you, Mary Michael. Sorry, guys, I'm just okay. So Letitia's going to be brought back on camera in about 15 minutes, you guys. She's not under quarantine, and he wants to talk with Letecia before this resumes. So that's what's happening right now. Okay, so let me get back to chat here. Yeah, she's in lockdown, like protective custody for sure. Oh, thank you, Dave. Yes, exactly, Grammy. Thank you. Okay, so we're sensible crime. Thank you. Doreen McLean, yes, there's a lot of new things with YouTube since I was monetized last. There's a lot of things you can't say. There's a lot of topics you can't talk about. They demonetize you or they give you strikes. Yeah, YouTube has a problem with true crime stuff. So, Kimmy, I agree. Biscuits and Gravy says, seems to me that if a word can be used by the press and the mainstream media, then it should be okay to use the same words on YouTube. Well, that's not the way they work. We don't know what her defense is going to be. Remember, she said she had that ace in the hole. You're very welcome, Doreen. I have done some readings on Abby and Libby. No, she can't go for an insanity plea if she was found competent. Hello, Miriam, and thank you. Okay, I just told all you guys, okay, everybody I'm getting a little upset. I just said we are not mentioning Leticia's daughter in here. I've already addressed it, and the people that are talking about it again know and were here when I did say that. So you're being timed out. Thank you, drama must remain on the stage. Like I'm getting tired of it because the people now that are bringing up Leticia's daughter again were in the room when I said we are not talking about her anymore. She's not to be brought up in this chat. If you want to do that, please go find someone else that's covering it because I don't want to hear about it. It has not been brought into evidence that she has anything to do with it. So that's it. It's not being talked about. Hello, Adair. Oh, you were listening about the fish vitamins? Oh. Yeah, it went right off topic. We were done with what we were covering and how you never know what you're going to get. We go off topic sometime. Yeah, Yvette. I seen that too. It was mentioned, I believe, when she went to the bathroom or she blew her nose or something, she started shoving the tissues down her pants or something so they couldn't get her DNA. Like, yeah, there's some stuff. We haven't heard everything, you guys, that was in the affidavit. Jojo from Kokomo says, I don't understand why not just turn off comments to the live. Why keep telling people and having to treat them like children? Because 99% of my subscribers, actually 100% of my subscribers know what the rules are and they follow them. It's the trolls that come in and other people that come in that don't want to follow the rules. So I'm not going to take away from my subscribers their ability to chat for a few people that can't follow the rules. That's why. Here we go again. Seriously, you guys? I think that's what I'm going to do. Sensible crime. The next time it's going to be just the only people that are going to be able to chat is subscribers because my subscribers follow the rules. It's when I get all these other people that aren't even subscribed that come in and they just want to cause chaos in the channel. So the trolls and everything else, we ask very nicely, please don't mention certain things. I've already got a strike from this morning. I'm not about to lose my channel or the ability to go live because of people that can't follow the rules. And I shouldn't have to keep saying it over and over. It's common sense. And not, I would say almost every subscriber I have is good. It's the trolls and the non-subscribers that are coming in and deciding they want to cause chaos. Oh, and you're good, hun. All I've asked, it's very simple. I've already got a strike from, and part of that was my fault this morning for mentioning a word that I'm not supposed to mention. I've given plenty of warnings. Please don't do certain things. And if people continue to want to do it out of total disrespect, and I've seen this person, a couple of them, comment several times after, and they were in the room when I put it out that please don't mention a certain person. And they did do it again. So there you go. Now you're gone. I'm not playing the game anymore. Emily, it's been mentioned many times. It's been put on the screen. They are given a warning first. And then if the ones that continue to do it, they are removed. So chat is not in rewind mode. And yes, I do understand that there are people coming in, and that's why my mods do mention it from time to time. But when I know this person has been sitting here since we started this morning, and they continue to mention what I asked not to be mentioned, even after 3 warnings, they're still continuing to do it. Well, now you're gone. Like, my mods have enough to do with keeping things on track. They shouldn't have to babysit grown adults. Yes, apparently I'm the only channel that is covering this like this. So if you don't like it, leave. Okay, let me see if they're back yet, you guys. Like, I shouldn't have to do that to take care of this. Okay, there is something that is up that is just confirmed. Letecia is being brought back. The judge does want to talk to her. Nothing from what I last... Oops, what did I do? Oh, thank you, Emily. I appreciate it. Oops. Sorry, your chat is in rewind mode, though. Thanks for covering this. The chat is coming out as it happens, so I don't know why people are saying it's in rewind mode. Okay, sorry, you guys. I had some messages I had to check there. Yes, slow mode is on, so you're only allowed to send a chat once every 60 seconds. So please don't think that you are being blocked. You can only send a message every 60 seconds. It's on slow mode. Hello, Judith and Gabriella. Hello, Gabby, my little niece. How are you? Little Spoon, you are very welcome. Yeah, odd, eh? Roles reversed, Doreen. Barry Morphew's preliminary hearing was a you-know-what show with the defense, and it got long and dragged out. and the chat ran good. Now we've got Letecia Stauch's preliminary hearing that's going really quick. It's pretty much done in one day, and chat is out of control. Gabby's here. Well, thank you, Carla Hussey. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate it. I'm trying to scroll back up in chat, you guys, so I don't miss anything. Trying the best I can to keep up. There's a lot of people commenting. Yeah, I kind of seen that too. There you go, Gabby. Mama La Bear loves you. Okay, so let me go and check now, you guys, and see if this is back. Any minute now, they should be coming back. So let me check all my feeds that I've got open here. So by the looks of it, nobody is back yet. The judge is not back yet. It was said that they are bringing Letecia back through, I think it's Zoom, by video anyway. She won't be in the courtroom. She'll be appearing through video. And the judge did want to talk to her before he continues on. Sorry, you guys, for the cough. Let me mute myself. Sis, the question you just asked me via text, I can't do it right now because I cannot jump. I have to do it from YouTube, and I'm on StreamYard. Okay, so let me check my feeds here, you guys. Make sure that they're not back yet. Okay, they're back. Okay, so they're back with Letecia Stauch. She's on the big monitor in the courtroom. Judge says to Letecia, "You want to waive your preliminary for the escape case?" She says, "Yes, sir." Judge, you aren't in isolation for COVID? She said, "No." So Letecia is on the monitor in the courtroom. So this is going to be one of the first chances that anybody that is in the courtroom, including Gannon's parents, are going to get a look at her. I mean, they got a kind of a quick look this morning because she came in and she just said in front of the camera, in front of the Zoom or whatever, "Nope, I'm not going to be here. I don't want to be part of this today. That's it." And she turned around, she walked out. So now they do have her back in the courtroom. She's on the big monitor. and she's waiving her preliminary hearing for the escape charges. And she is not in isolation for COVID. Okay, so they're setting a date for the decision from the preliminary hearing. It's going to be on September 23rd at 9 a.m. Colorado time, so that will be 11 a.m. Eastern. And that is going to be for the judge's decision on if he's going to put her over for the preliminary hearing. The judge says, I took a lot of notes. I have pages of notes. I have to make the findings on evidence presented. He says, I know you want me to make a decision right now, but I want to make sure I get it right. I'm sure you want that too. I didn't know a lot of what they said today. It's new info. I need time to what I need to do, whatever that may be. He needs time to do whatever he needs to do, whatever that may be. So he is setting it over for, I got to write this down because you guys know I'll forget. She is in there, A Quail. She's on the monitor. So she did come back via video. So he says that resolves all outstanding issues for today. Anything else? The DA says, obviously, we have people coming in from out of state. Can you make a private WebEx? They can't keep flying out here. The judge says, technically, yes. Legally, it might get tricky. So I think there's a family that has been flying in to see this preliminary hearing from out of state, and they can't keep flying back and forth now that they have to come back again when on the 23rd for his decision. So the DA is asking if the judge can make it over WebEx because they can't keep flying back and forth. Tracy, the reason why the judge is putting it off is because, like I said, during this preliminary hearing we heard today, that there was a lot of evidence that came out today that the judge was not aware of. So he has to take that into consideration in making his decision. No, it's not December. It's September 23rd. Who said December? Nobody said December. The date that she is coming back with the decision is September 23rd. Please don't get nasty and chat at the end because you can still be blocked. So you will not be able to join on September 23rd if you want to get nasty at the end of this one. The judge is saying it might not comply with public access to information, says he is bound by it. Only exception was during COVID. Just don't know right now if he can legally say yes to doing another WebEx. The judge says he's going to, Mr. Tolino stood up to support the DA, saying they should try to help the family go over WebEx. The judge says he will let them know. The judge says part of the problem is people kept getting on their WebEx and recording it. They're trying to avoid that, and rules are rules. We'll let you know what he decides later. So again, this is going back to the one creator that recorded and put out there the Barry Morphew preliminary hearing has ruined it for all the cases now in Colorado, I think. So that's what we are going back to. So that one creator that put it out there, the Barry Morphew preliminary hearing, ruined it for everybody else, including this case here, because the judge just spoke about it. The judge said part of the problem is people getting on their WebEx and recording it and putting it out there. We're trying to avoid that, and the rules are the rules. So he's going to let us know what he decides later. So in other words, everybody else is being cut out from this. So once again, next time they are all here, September 23rd at 9 a.m. Colorado time. That's 11 a.m. Eastern. That's where the next presser is going to be. The DA confirms bond will not change. Letecia is still being held without bond. She's gone, and now it is done. So A Quail, I agree, but when they say it cannot be streamed or recorded, and somebody from YouTube goes ahead and does what they want anyway, it ruins it for all of us. I'm not going to mention any channels that did do it. There was a couple. The death penalty, I mean, they could go for the death penalty, but in this case, Christina, it's a mute topic because all the death penalty, anybody that's gotten the death penalty it's been changed to life in prison, no parole. No, there is no day 2, so tomorrow is not going to be happening. The next time that they all reconvene is going to be September 23rd. Rhonda, I agree. He shouldn't have to punish everybody, but we are all of us are getting punished. And A Quail, I agree too. It's, the USA, not North Korea. We're not going to victim bash here either. Okay, that's done. Done. Yes, justice for Gannon. I'm just going through the rest of the chat here, you guys. No, there's no day 2, Tracy. You're very welcome, Bob Sprinkles. Biscuits and gravy. Don't forget, before COVID hit, they didn't have these televised like they did during COVID. some of the trials were, but not the preliminary and all the things that we have gotten to see. They were not being televised to begin with. So, I mean, we got a year and a half of being able to see inside the courtrooms from anywhere in the world. And that was all done for COVID, because of COVID. So people did not have to attend the courtroom. So now that they've relaxed the rules on the COVID, that's why they are not obligated anymore to put it over Zoom or WebEx. Yes, there was stuff that came out in the preliminary that wasn't in the arresting affidavit, like the blankets that he was wrapped in from his bed and stuff like that. You'll have to go back and watch it to see, because I do comment each time something was mentioned that wasn't in the affidavit. Drummond must remain on the stage. He just laughed out loud, thinking if pay a king's ransom for Letecia and Lori to be cellmates in 2022 until the end of time. Meatloaf came out with a song about it till the end of time. Oh, God. So, you guys want to know what is next? Let me check on my trusty calendar. Next is the 17th, the decision on the Barry Morphew preliminary hearing. And then the 20th will be Chad's motions hearing. That I will be able to stream. That's on the 20th. And that is the motions hearing to sever the cases. So the next one is going to be on the 17th for Barry Morphew, the release of, they're going to make a ruling on the release of the affidavit in that case, and the decision regarding his preliminary hearing if he's going to be bound over for trial. So the next is on the 17th. Drema must remain on the stage. I did block her name, but people have a way of putting H, which means we know who she's referring to, who they're referring to, or they speak of Letecia's daughter H. Like, no, I'm not having any of it. So even though I have blocked it on my YouTube, they're still finding ways to put a comment about her out there, even after I asked it not to be put out there. Okay, so that's the end of it for today, you guys. I will see you guys all back here on the 17th, unless something else comes up in the meantime. Yeah, so far there's no shadow of lotus. Shh, don't say that out loud. Because that's when they're going to end up putting trials on the same day. Don't jinx us, shadow of lotus. Don't jinx us. Okay, so that's going to be it for me today. I'll see you guys back here on the 17th for the decision in the Barry Morphew thing that's going on there with his preliminary, the decision if the judge is going to bound him over for trial, and he's going to make a decision on releasing the affidavit, if he's going to do that or not. Yes, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. There's Panda Barry. I was looking for you earlier to make you a mod. And I can't do it from where I am. I'm on StreamYards now. So with that, you guys, I will see you again on the 17th. Unless something else comes up, then I will jump on a live and bring that to you. But until then, I will see you guys on the 17th. Thank you very much to my mods. You were great. Thank you to everybody that sent in a super sticker and super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. I'm going to do up a post tomorrow and thank each and every one of you in that post. So thank you again for that. Yes, blue hearts for Gannon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you guys. God bless everybody. Please stay safe. Please take care of yourself. And again, I will see you back here live on the 17th for the Barry Morphew decision on that. What the judge is going to decide whether he's going to bound him over, and the decision on the release of the arrest affidavit for the Barry Morphew case. That is up next on the 17th. And I will see you guys all then. Much love. Love you guys to the moon and back. See you again soon. Bye-bye for now.